there, YouTube? I'm back again today for another game review. And today I'm very excited to check out Ticket to Ride Germany from Days of Wonder. This is for 2 to 5 players. Take about 30 to 60 minutes to play, and it's for ages, I'd say, 9, 10 plus. And in Ticket to Ride Germany, you are going to be laying down trains, collecting train cards, and doing all the stuff you know and love from Ticket to Ride. But this one's slightly different because you're going to be playing in Germany. Duh. But you're also going to be picking up passengers as you lay down trains, and these passengers is sort of a set collection aspect of the game where you're going to score a whole bunch of points potentially at the end of the game if you collect the most passenger of specific colors. What am I talking about? Is it better? Is it worse? Is it the same as Ticket to Ride Europe, all those other ones? I'll let you know. Let's open it up. The words are hard. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Ticket to Ride Germany. So first and foremost, we're a handy dandy rule booklet. It's 2 pages, double-sided, full color, full of pictures, illustrations, examples, and it's very well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. Also, if you've ever played the original Ticket to Ride USA, I should be able to teach you this no problem because there's really only 1 or 2 added extra layers to the game. So, we're going to go over the components, we'll get into the gameplay, but in this game, you are going to be taking your train cars and you are going to try and complete routes from various different cities. So you might have to go from München all the way up here to Hanover, and if you do that, you will gain points at the end of the game. You're going to have cards that will tell you where you need to go. These cards will be secret, but let's show you the components, get in the gameplay, and you'll quickly figure out what's going on. So, Ticket to Ride, first and foremost, we got our board, and this is Germany. This is a single-sided board, and you'll notice that there's lots of different routes going from different places. These gray routes mean you can use 2 of any of the same color, or 4 of any of the same color. So, for instance, if I want to go here, I can do 4 blue, 4 orange, 4 green, 4 of anything you would like to do. And that'll make a little bit more sense when we get into the cards, which are over here. But we'll get to that when we get to that. You'll also notice the big change in this is that there's meeples all over the board. So in regular Ticket to Ride, when you complete, this area right here, from here to here, you would just score the points. However, with this, you're going to score the points, and you're also going to pick up a passenger from both destinations. So let's say I turned in 4 orange cards, and I laid down my trains. I would score my 7 points on the score track, which, as you can see, is all around the board. These are all numbers all around the board. But now I also get to pick up a passenger here and a passenger here. Now, why do I want to have passengers? Well, they will go in front of me, and these will be victory points at the end of the game. If you have the most of a color of passengers, so the most blue, most red, most black, you're going to score 20 points. If you're in second place, you're going to score 10 points. So these are a really viable way to score points. You'll also notice that there's some cities around the map that have more than 1 meeple. So, for instance, if I were to go from here to here, I would get this red guaranteed, but then I'd also get to pick whether I want a green, a blue, a yellow, or red. These are all randomized at the beginning of the game. You put all the meeples in a bag, you draw them out, and you set them out. So yeah, that's the big addition to the game, is the fact that you're going to be able to pick up meeples as you go from location to location to location, which can get you a lot of victory points at the end of the game. If you're familiar with Ticket to Ride, 20 points is like doing a big ticket. Now, another big change that's going to come in this game is the fact that there are short tickets and then there are long tickets. So the long tickets, they're long. They'll give you more victory points, 16, 12, 15, 13, 14. Whereas the short tickets, some of these are just one specific route. So we got 6, 10, 6. Some of them go down to like 4 little teeny tiny routes like that. So that will allow you to switch up your strategy. Another thing that I want to mention that's different from this to the original Ticket to Ride, and then I'll show you actually how the game plays and what you're going to do on your turn, is the fact that there's no longest train route. You're only going to have the Globetrotter card, which means whoever completes the most tickets at the end of the game is going to get 15 points. Now let's go through exactly what I'm talking about, how all this works. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to be dealt some of these cards right here. These cards are going to be how you are going to lay trains on the board. They'll come in various different colors, white, orange, yellow. Some of them will even be wild. You can use this as any color you want, but if you're familiar with games, you probably already knew that. You're also going to deal 5 of those cards out over here. This is what you will be doing on most of your turns, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Next, you are going to get 4 tickets, and this is another different aspect of this game, is you can choose to mix and match. So you can take all long tickets, you can take all short tickets, you can do how you want to do it. You can be your own boss. The only catch is you have to let everybody know that you're drawing all long tickets, you're drawing all short tickets, because that will kind of let them know what strategy you are going for. With those tickets, you have to keep 2 of them, then you can put the rest away. And generally what you want to do is you want to try and sync it up so they're near the same location. So like these 2 would be 2 good tickets to have because they're around the same location, whereas this ticket would probably not work so well because it's in a completely different area. But it's up to you what you decide to keep. So you keep however many you're going to keep, and then you put the rest on the bottom of the deck, and then you're ready to start the game. So in Ticket to Ride, there's only really 3 or 4 things you're going to be able to do on your turn. The first thing you can do, and the thing you'll be doing primarily for the most part, is you can acquire more train cards, which are the cards over here. You're going to be able to take 2 cards on your turn, or 1 card if you take a wild. So let's just say there's the wild right here. I really need a wild. I picked this up. That's my entire turn. This immediately replenishes, and boom, I go about on my merry way. So if I did this, that would be my entire turn. Now, what you also can do, and what you're going to do most of the time, is you're going to take 2 tickets. So you can take any of the 5 tickets that are here, and then, or you can take a ticket from the top. So let's say I'm looking at these, I don't want any of these, I'm looking for red, take a ticket from the top, and boom, it's a white, it doesn't really help me. Now, let's go over another scenario. Let's say I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take a ticket from the top, and I get this wild. Now, this wild right here, as long as I take it from the top, means that I can also draw another card. So if you get lucky, you draw a ticket from the top that's a wild, you get to continue to draw. So you can draw 2 tickets. So now I'll take this blue one. Boom. That's my entire turn. Turns in this game go very snappy. Now, the next thing you can do on your turn, so your next turn comes up, is you can lay down trains. How does this work? It's really self-explanatory. So let's pretend that I have these cards in my hand, and I really want to go, I have these cards in my hand. I'm going to go right here. So I'm going to lay 2 blue tickets down, and then I would claim this route from Leipzig to Chemnitz. Sorry if I'm butchering that. So I'd lay those down, and now I'm going to pick up Passenger, so I always get the blue Passenger since he's the only guy here. And then I'll take this green one, because maybe I'm wanting to get the greens or something like that. I put these in front of me, and that's my entire turn. The other option you can do is that you can take tickets. So we talked a little bit about earlier about those tickets. So even if you have not completed your ticket, you can take up to 4 of these tickets in any increment you want. 4 of these, 2 and 2, 3 and 1. But you just have to keep 1. That is the rules, that you have to keep 1 of the tickets that you keep. And those are the actions you're going to be able to take on your turn. Another thing I want to mention is that these cards are secret. You should not show anyone these cards. If you complete these cards, you should not tell anyone. And you can also gain more of these cards before you complete all your other cards. You're going to continue to do this until someone has either 0, 1, or 2 trains. Once that happens, that will trigger the end of the game. Everyone will get 1 more turn, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game will be the winner of the game. You get points by completing tickets. Also, if you do not complete your tickets, you lose that many points. So if I did not complete this route, that would be -4. You also get points for laying down your trains. So when you lay down really, really long trains, like say, for instance, this one up here, that's going to get you a lot of points, whereas these little teeny short ones right here aren't going to get you that many points. You'll also get points for whoever has the most tickets completed, and whoever has the most points will be the winner of Ticket to Ride, and that, in a nutshell, is how you're going to play Ticket to Ride Germany. Alrighty then, Ticket to Ride Germany from Days of Wonder. What are my final thoughts? Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, game's not going to be for everybody for a variety of different reasons. If you don't like Ticket to Ride for one reason or another, I do not think this is going to be for you. While it does add the passenger system and the long and short tickets, which is really stinking cool, it feels like Ticket to Ride with a couple additions and in Germany. So it feels less like its own standalone game and more like what should have been an expansion, which I think will be a turnoff to a lot of people, because that's one of the big cons I have with this game, is that it feels so much like regular Ticket to Ride, at least to me personally, the people I played with, that I don't know if most consumers, unless you're a collector of Ticket to Ride, really need to have both Ticket to Ride USA and Ticket to Ride Germany on your shelf. And as for which one is better, I mean, that's really your personal preference thing. I really do like the meeples, but I think it's going to boil down to the map. If you like a tighter map, I think Ticket to Ride Germany is going to provide that a little bit better, whereas if you like a map that'll give you a little bit more flexibility, then I think Ticket to Ride USA is going to be the one you want to get. But continuing onward, with the rule booklet, I really wish, and this is not a rule booklet problem, the rule booklet's really well done, it's more of a graphic design kind of problem. I really wish that they would have made it easier to figure out where you put the meeples, like maybe just little dots, because there's like 4 or 5 spots on the map where you're supposed to put 4 or 5 meeples, and it's like Nuremberg or Koblenz or various different ones. And you have to go back to the rulebook like every single time or play this ad nauseum to remember which spots only get 1 meeple and which spots get 3, 4, or 5 meeples. And I wish they would have just fixed that by putting just little dots on the side or something. I also wish this board was double-sided. I feel like that was a big missed opportunity, but they did try to make this a standalone game. And I feel like it would have given it some more legs had they just been able to flip this over and play a different map. I also would like to see an alternate rule set where I could mix the passenger system, but with different versions of Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride Europe, Ticket to Ride USA. I think that would be really sticking cool, and hopefully in the future they will do that, because I really do like that passenger system, but I like the USA map, and I like the Europe map actually better than this map. I even like the China map better than this one, but that's neither here nor there. Any other cons that I have with this game? No, moving on to the pros. I mean, Ticket to Ride is one of my favorite games of all time. At one point, it was my number 2 game of all time when I first started getting into the hobby. Now it's fallen a good deal to, I think, my top 100 or something like that. But I still really enjoy Ticket to Ride. I enjoy Ticket to Ride Germany. I like the meeples, and I'm going to keep this game because I feel like it's a nice change of pace from Ticket to Ride, which I already have. Ticket to Ride USA with the 1910 expansion. And I feel like this is a nice addition to has. It has great components, which you kind of expect from Days of Wonder. The board's nice. It looks very nice. Aside from, that minor quibble I had with I wish it told you where to put the meeples. The meeples are nice. They're nice looking meeples. The cards are the big ones. They're not the micro cards. I like the concept of the short and long tickets. I really like that, especially at the end of the game when you're fishing for more victory points because you think you're behind. I like that concept an awful lot. I like the fact that this has the 7 routes, those big ones that give you 18 points. The longer the routes, the better for me personally. I'm really a big fan of that. And that's what I got. I really enjoy this game, but at the same time, I see the faults in this game. I feel like this should have been an expansion instead of a standalone game. I feel like you could have easily just had the cards and the board and... the cards and the board and the meeples, and you would have been fine to go, and hopefully they will make this a little bit more versatile by making it so that you can play with those meeples in different maps in the future. But in the end, Ticket to Ride Germany is another rock-solid addition to the Ticket to Ride universe. If you like Ticket to Ride, you will like this game. I can pretty much say that without a shadow of a doubt, and if you don't like Ticket to Ride, you will not like the game. But the main problem I have with this is I don't know if having Ticket to Ride USA and Ticket to Ride Germany, for most people, is going to be something they want to do. So, there you go. That's my review. Ticket to Ride Germany. A little bit torn on it, but I still like the game a whole stinking lot. You won't see it on my top 100. I think I still like Ticket to Ride USA a little bit better, but I'm not quite sure. But let me know in the comments below if you've played Ticket to Ride Germany. Which one do you like better? Do you think it makes enough changes to be its own standalone game, or do you think it should be a sequel? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.